Hi, my name is Kelly Andrew, and I am super excited to introduce The Gravewood, a paranormal vampire romance about a girl living in post-climate collapse New England who feeds her blood to a vampire in exchange for desperately needed medical supplies. The book is a dual point of view between our protagonist Shay and the vampire Oliver, and I have an early copy here, and I would love to read a brief excerpt from the first chapter. 1. Shay. Camellia Thorley's missing poster doesn't stand out. It's one of a dozen overlapping sheets, each one pinned to the wall outside the grocer's. It's misting today, the whole of Little Hill swallowed up in a cloud. The paper is wet, nearly translucent. It curls in on itself every time the wind blows. The girl in the photograph is small and willowy, her smile gapped with missing teeth and her golden hair pulled back in bows. The photo is outdated, at least 6 years old. The last time anyone at Hornbeam saw Camellia Thorley, 2 weeks ago to be exact, she was half a foot taller and in possession of all of her teeth. She hadn't worn bows in years. No one will find Camellia Thorley, just like no one ever found the others. When the Gravewood swallows someone, it doesn't spit them back out. The bell rattles over the door when Shay slips out of the November chill and into Brer's Corner Mart. The sound is muffled, nearly non-existent, the way it always is on days when she's foregone her hearing aids. The air inside the shop is warm and thick. It condenses in a cloud along the wide glass windows. She scuffs her boots against the mat, letting the heat chase the cold from her bones. She tries not to think about Camellia at all. 2 students at a time, shouts Silas Brer. The rest of his gripe is incomprehensible. Something about mud, she's sure. He hates mopping the floors. Shay's come in alone, but Silas wouldn't know that. The elderly grocer is perched precariously atop his stepladder, thoroughly preoccupied by stacking boiled fruits along the topmost shelf. She's always thought his shop looked less like a grocer's and more like a root cellar, canning jars arranged haphazardly in every direction. It's the only way to eat anything grown from the ground, pickled or fermented, boiled and canned, the rot cooked out of them. She's sick to the teeth of cured vegetables and freeze-dried fruits, but food is food, and the pantry back home has been almost empty for weeks. She plucks several jars of canned peaches from the shelf as she heads for the candy counter, weighing them in her palm before easing them into the battered shell of her knapsack. Silas doesn't notice. He never does. It isn't that he's inattentive, it's only that Shay Parker is a creature of silence. It's a benefit of being born in it. She knows how to come and go without making a sound. It's why she leaves her hearing aids in her pockets whenever she's sneaking. It hones the world to a point, lets her slink along the tip of it, quiet as a mouse. The candy counter is picked over as usual, scant the way everything in Little Hill is scant. She can't remember a time when life wasn't this way. When she was small, she'd fall asleep with her mother's secondhand memories looping like a film reel through her head. Christmases in Manhattan, the windows of Saks Fifth Avenue glittering with lights. Summers on the Cape, catamaran sails puffed up with wind. Octobers in Salem, the stores packed with witchy trinkets and cheap souvenirs. The rot sprang up overnight, but the end of the world came in increments. Gradual, slow, so that no one noticed it happening until it was over. Once it was done, they carried on as best they could, even as the stores shuttered, even as the phone lines went down, even when Washington went dark. Adaptive as rats, her father used to say, a comparison her mother detested. Unlike Shay's well-traveled mother, her father never left home until the rot arrived. The first time he set foot in a train, it was as a soldier of the newly established Woodwatch, ready to fight and die to preserve the final echoes of a life he never tasted. These days, there are no tinsel-clad holidays, no jaunts to the city, and no summertime excursions. Food is carefully rationed, medicine more so. The only way to get anything extra this far north is through the Mercy Boys, and fraternization with the Gravewood Devil isn't just prohibited, it's the death sentence. If something doesn't snatch you off the path on the way to Mercy Ridge, the watch will gun you down on the return journey home. No one comes back from the Gravewood. I can't wait to share this with you all soon. Thank you for listening.